From the Tovzlowski Gymnasium on the campus of Arlington High School, welcome to the Sunday afternoon broadcast of your Arlington Spy Ponders against the Woburn Tanners. My name is Rob Anthony, and as always, I'm alongside the coach, Scott Zwick, and ACMi Productions brings you this game, which should be a very good contest, important for both teams, Scott.
It's a huge game. It's arguably the biggest test the Spy Ponders have had in the Middlesex League in the last 2 years. Woburn comes in here red hot. They beat an impressive Winchester team, actually smoked them on Friday night, raining 15 three-pointers down on the Sachems en route to a roll-away win. The Spy Ponders themselves are coming off an impressive third quarter, especially in a big win against Belmont to improve their mark to 8-0 on the season and a perfect 7-0 in the conference.
So the conference, arguably, the top of the conference is up for grabs. The Ponders come in at 7-0. The Tanners come in at 6-1. So if the Tanners were to knock off the Ponders on their home court tonight, they play again later in the season at Woburn. It probably wouldn't be an exaggeration to say they would have the inside track.
They would absolutely have the inside track. They would have the inside track both in the standings and mentally. They would have beaten the Spy Ponders at their place. They would be tied in the standings, would have the Spy Ponders coming into their place in the second half, and would have all the momentum and, quite frankly, be considered the favorites in the very strong Middlesex Liberty division.
And so let's talk about the keys to the game, Scott. Ponders have been a little bit more of a defensive-oriented team of late, although they've had the offensive punch when they've needed it. But the defense has been stifling. The record's gaudy. The last couple of games, they've struggled a little bit on the home court, or at least played to a draw in the first half of both games. What do we want to look for from the Ponders today, this afternoon?
We want to see if my bold prediction in the post game at Friday night is correct. I thought the turning point I mentioned possibly in the season for the Spy Ponders was the moment in the third quarter when senior captain Don Black ripped a rebound down off of two Belmont players, snapped a chest pass to Bensley Joseph, 45 feet. Joseph caught the ball about a step over half court, took him one dribble, 2 giant steps to the basket, finished at the rim, maybe above it, could have thrown the hammer down on that play. And that kind of sparked the Spy Ponders to an impressive third quarter where they ran offense in short time effectively, and that's what the Spy Ponders will look to do tonight. For the Tanners, they are a free-flowing team that fires up three-pointers. Everyone's got the green light. They're confident for shooting strokes, and the Spy Ponders got to get hands up on those shooters.
Outstanding. So the Spy Ponders have a 36-game home winning streak on the line and a 24-game winning streak in conference. Scott, you and I will talk a little bit about that later on in the broadcast. We had a kind of a robust yet friendly disagreement on that, and I'll invite our viewers out in YouTube land to tweet you at ACMi Scott after we talk about it and register their votes and tell you why you're wrong.
There you go.
So that's a little tease for the viewers there.
The professor with an early dig. Professor to the tin through contact.
Through contact. Well, it's Sunday afternoon, and the Pats are playing today. By the time this goes up on YouTube, we'll know the outcome of that game. But, it's nervous time now. Pretty good crowd today, given the fact that the Pats play this afternoon.
Very good crowd, and we see some dignitaries in the stands today, as I see the Belmont coach, a couple coaches from a few other clubs in the area. So this is going to be a well-received game.
So the starters for the game, for the Woburn Tanners, we have old friend Isaiah Caswell-Doe. We say old friend because Scott and I cover football, and he's a star running back for the Tanners. Number 11, Blake McDonald. Number 12, Matt Juco. Number 13, Brett Stakowski. And number 21, Ryan Ludwig. And for the Arlington Spy Ponders, out comes number 30, star guard Bensley Joseph. Number 0, junior Nick Corrales. Junior center James Gascoigne had a big game last outing against Belmont. Dom Black, number 20, a captain of the team, along with Gascoigne and this man, number 23, Ben Wasco. And all the Ponders have their own little handshake as they greet their players, and now we will rise to honor America with our national anthem. And the fans give a warm round of applause for our national anthem, and the teams will get ready for the tip-off. So this is our first time welcoming the Woburn Tanners to the Red Gym. Scott and I are high above the southern sideline in the bird's nest. Scott, players to watch for the Tanners?
So for the Tanners, number 12, senior Matt Juco. He's a tough kid, as all the Tanners are. He's a shooter. He's a 3-year starter, but their best player might be number 21, Ryan Ludwig. He's a shooter. He can dribble, drive the basketball. All the Tanners can pass it. They're going to run kind of a 4-out, sometimes 5-out, dribble, drive, and kick, and bombs away from 3.
And the Tanners control the tip, and here they come. Ludwig gets the ball. They'll work it to Juco. Start right away with a 3-point. Try off the tin. Here comes Corrales.
And right away we see good contest from the Spy Ponders. They're going to look to run their offense like they did in the third quarter. Crisp, clean, lots of ball movement.
Corrales pulls into the lane, throws it off the glass, and lays it in. So Corrales with a nice start. Ponders go up 2-0.
Corrales to the tin through traffic.
Oh, and we have an offensive foul call. That time, Isaiah Caswell-Doe will bully to the rim, but he'll bully a little bit too hard.
Caswell-Doe, a football player, was moving off tackle, and Wasco stepped in front and took the charge.
The captains will exchange the ball. That was Joseph to Black to Gascoigne, little 3-man game here. Joseph will rise and shoot it. No. Rebound Tanners.
Spy Ponders look crisp on offense. They're moving the ball side to side, getting what they want. On defense, they want to prevent dribble drives, and hands up on all the shooters.
And there's Ludwig with a 3. No, Dom Black will come down with it.
And Black's been a monster off the boards of late. Possibly, I can't imagine there's anyone in the greater Boston area or even maybe eastern Massachusetts that's playing defense and rebounding the basketball as well as Dom Black.
Ponders need to take care of the ball, I would say, tonight. First half against Belmont, we saw a few turnovers. Black almost turned the ball over there, but the Ponders retained possession. Gascoigne with a shot. No, Ludwig with a rebound. Here they come. He'll look to push the pace. Oh, and Corrales almost picks the pocket of Caswell-Doe there. Tanners retain it. Ludwig kicks it away, and Gascoigne will come up with it.
Both teams a little bit itchy early. Odd start, noon, Sunday. Maybe it's going to take a little time to kind of get into the flow of things.
Black, no. Rebound to Wasco. They'll reset the offense. Finds Black underneath. Lays it up and into the basket. Uncontested. 4-0 Ponders.
Wasco with a little no-look, swishing and dishing early as the Spy Ponders move out to a 4-0 lead.
Nice move by Ludwig, but he can't convert. Great rebound by Wasco. They'll look to run. Up ahead to Joseph. Joseph with his right hand lays it up and in.
Joseph finishes at the rim with the right hand, but it's senior captain Ben Wasco getting it done on both ends of the court, showing grit and determination.
So a great start for the Spy Ponders. They run up run out to an early 6-0 lead with 5:38 in the first quarter. And if you're the Tanners, you got to feel at this point like you just got hit with an iron.
An iron to the face, a 2x4, whatever analogy you want to use. This is the Spy Ponders we saw in the third quarter, where they can go on spurts or bursts where they're simply playing magnificent basketball. We saw that there in the last 2 minutes. And when they're playing that type of basketball, getting contributions from multiple players with high effort and energy, they're very, very difficult to beat.
Let's talk about the psychology of this a little bit, too. The Tanners come off of a big win, and it was important for the Spy Ponders to jump out early, and that's what they've done.
They sure have, but they've made a statement that they're the champs, and it's going to have to be taken from them.
Juco with the ball. Woburn will run their offense. Casualdo slips. Ponders are invading the space of these Woburn Tanners.
And that's got to please Coach Bowler and Coach Woods. That is what they preach.
And Casualdo rises up for a 3. No, here comes Black. Black to Corrales, back to Black. Reset the offense. Black taking his time. Calls out a play. Here comes Wasco to the 10, left hand. Ben Wasco for 2.
Ben Wasco feeling it today on a Sunday. He must be geared up for the Patriots because he looks spry and playing with the pride and determination of a Tom Brady.
And Casualdo answers, and the Tanners get on the board for the first time. 8-2 Ponders.
Doe through contact, rises up with a nice jumper, and is able to bury it and get the Tanners on the board with a much-needed basket.
Black handling the ball quite a bit tonight so far. Kind of a point forward. That time loses it. Turnover, and Casualdo will come down.
Woburn has turned up the volume on defense, and on offense as well, as Doe is starting to feel his oats and get going in this game. And right now, the Tanners are bringing the heat, bringing the energy. We've seen multiple deflections on possessions. There's lots of contact out there. These officials are really letting it go. It's very physical play early.
Joseph will rise up for a 3. No. Tanners have a chance to cut the lead to 2 with a hoop here, or 1 with a 3. 3:43 to go in the first quarter. Juco bullies his way into the lane. No. And Wasco comes down with it. The ref is going to call him for a travel.
That's a tough call. Good effort by Wasco. It's surprising they didn't get Doe a touch there, as he's got the hot hand right now. But they continue to try to score points against senior Don Black, and that's just not going to happen. Heat check there by Wasco.
So the Ponders and the Tanners trade misses, and Casualdo will dribble the hoop, throw it up with his left hand. No, he thinks he got a foul. Ref disagrees. Bensley Joseph throws it up ahead to Wasco, and it goes off his hand out of bounds.
That's really a very high acumen pass by Bensley Joseph. It was a look-away pass, but one that I'm not quite sure is the perfect pass for a player like Ben Wasco, who would prefer the ball be given to him in a more traditional manner.
Looks like the Ponders are looking to run off of missed shots if they can. And into the lane, throws it up. No. Gascoigne with another rebound. That was Austin Stikowski. Gascoigne, no. Sam Swift into the ballgame for the Ponders.
Swift with a beautiful dish. And right now, Doe has just given Woburn everything they need. He's a one-man gang right now. We'll see if Don Black is given the task of defending him moving forward.
Another turnover for the Ponders. Here comes Casualdo with a score. Spy Ponders 8, Casualdo 7. Tanners get their own rebound.
Caswell Doe has taken over this basketball game right now.
Stokowski will tee up a 3, no. Black will push it ahead to Swift.
Spy Partners are effective running the ball right now, and that is a rough call there for Dom Black. After all that type of contact, that you're going to reward an off-the-ball charge on when the player doesn't have the basketball. That's got to be tough to swallow for Coach John Bowler.
So the Ponders picking up full court. Joseph will look to contest. Caswell Doe bringing the ball up court.
Ponders stay with their matchups.
Caswell Doe, they really look to him for energy and inspiration, don't they?
He's been the real deal today.
Little struggle for the ball. That'll be off of Caswell Doe. The Ponders will get it. So the Caswell Doe show, that time the Tanners stood around a little bit watching Doe, and Doe couldn't convert.
He couldn't convert, and the Spy Ponders beat the Tanners, specifically Joey Pazzi, picking up where you did last night when you won the Big Bang Boom Award. And there's a Big Bang Boom for Dom Black with superior effort.
10-7 Ponders, minute 16 to go in the first quarter.
Great to see Black getting his shot falling after struggling a bit to shoot Friday night. Didn't struggle with anything else, but did struggle a bit with the shot.
A couple lefties going at it, and Doe and Joseph, and they are talking a little trash early and kind of clapping in each other's face. I think these two players may not like each other.
They may not, and I'll tell you that is not the type of behavior that I'm a big fan of. Not that I think it's unsportsmanlike or anything like that. I just don't want to do anything to fire up my opponent. And sometimes I think stuff like that fires up the opponent. And what's the need when you've got a home winning streak of however many games is too many to count.
Joseph into the middle, 15 on the clock. That's Joey Pazzi who will throw it up, reset the clock, and Pazzi and Juco will fight for the ball. That will be a jump ball called and possession Spy Ponders. So we have a 10-9 game, 36 seconds left to go in the first quarter, 30 seconds on the shot clock.
Both teams have struggled to make baskets at or near the rim tonight. The cold gym might be affecting the players. It's cold in here.
Black will tee up a 3. No, Swift fights for it, can't get it. Pazia fights for it. Tanners come out with it.
Good fight for Pazia. Tanners pick up the loose change and see what they got with 10 seconds left, 15 seconds left in the quarter.
Looks like they'll let Caswell Doe handle it. 10 seconds left. They'll look for the last shot. Stokowski will tee up a long 3, no. Swift, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Throw up a full quarter and almost get it to go. Sam Swift. So the first quarter is in the books, ladies and gentlemen, with the score. Arlington Spy Ponders 10, Woburn Tanners 9.
I tell you, Rob, that first quarter, although we didn't have a lot of, it wasn't a high-scoring quarter, certainly the effort and energy was exactly what the pregame hype had it to be. It was super sensational. It was spectacular. Both teams are struggling to shoot the basketball because of that type of high energy and effort on defense. And the Spy Ponders have kind of planted their flag again, basically with the foundation of defense, and said, you know what, it's going to be tough for you to score tonight, fellas. And they've made that statement once again.
It's going to be interesting to see how they handle Doe tonight. They've gotten a look now at the Tanners, and they can see that Doe's a kind of a one-man wrecking crew. The Tanners look to penetrate with Doe and put a three-point shooter out in the corner on that side. How can the Ponders respond?
Well, we talked to the coaching staff last night, and you know that they don't like having the other team dictate what they do. They like to dictate to the other team what not to the other team. They're going to do what they're going to do, and so they're not. I don't think they're really talking too much about Doe. I think they're talking about in general. They want to prevent dribble drives, and Doe's someone that's dribble driving right now.
So Ludwig loses it. It looks like he slips, tosses it out. Juco. Tanner's lucky to retain possession. Here's Doe. He'll be guarded by Corrales.
And Corrales will invade his space. He had a phenomenal game last week, and there's a deflection by Corrales, and Corrales gets to it early and often on Caswell Doe.
Corrales picked Doe's pocket and forces a jump ball, and is that possession arrow Ponders again?
I could have sworn they got it last time, but
here we go, and we'll take it, and it's 10-9 ball game. Spy Ponders over the Tanners. Gascoigne bullies his way to the hoop, and he draws the harm.
Gascoigne has been a monster the last 2 games off the glass. He had 5 blocks in the first half on Friday night. He's establishing himself as the premier big man in the Middlesex League. He's rough, he's tough, he can finish at the basket and through contact. Welcome to the big time, James Gascoigne.
And Gascoigne nails both free throws, and he's got some form on those free throws. My guess is he's a shooter as well.
He's a shooter. He can shoot it from the outside, but this season, especially of late, he has just been doing big-time damage at the cup.
Ponders playing some defense, and they come up with the ball and then send it the the Tanner's way. Here comes Doe.
I don't mind the pass right there. That is a little bit of high-low action, big to big. Gascoigne that time to Pazia. That's the type of action that they run that's special and unique. You don't have many big-to-big action in the Middlesex League. So even though a turnover there, I like the idea.
Tanners go over the top, and Black tips it away.
The Tanners continue to try to get offense off of the person who is being guarded by Don Black, and apparently they just do not either read a scouting report as some good effort by Benzie Joseph or understand that Don Black is the best defender in the Middlesex League, bar none, and arguably the best defender in the public schools of Massachusetts.
High praise here from the coach. Ponders look to double, get the ball out of Doe's hands. It's now a scramble. Stakowski will tee up a long 3 and get it to go. His first of the ball game, 3rd try. We have a tie score, 12-12.
Finally, it's the Tanners getting one to go from deep. On Friday night, they had 15 three-pointers against a very solid Winchester team. So the Spy Ponders are going to make sure they get a hand up on those threes.
And we have a long 2 that time from Joseph. With his foot on the line, gives the Ponders what will end up being a 2-point lead.
Joseph answers the deep 3 with a long 2 of his own, and then gets called for a little bit of a bump there, as the Spy Ponders are now extending their defense to full court. Smart move there by Coach Woods and Bowler. They sense that this team is having trouble dribbling the basketball against them.
3rd foul of the half for the Spy Ponders. Tanners have 2 as Pazia goes to the bench and Ben Wasco comes back. Here comes Doe, having a little trouble with the ball.
He's having trouble with Corrales specifically. He can't get anything done, and it's...
Ludwig will take it to the hoop, and Bensley Joseph will get called for the foul, and I'm not sure I agree with that one. They're calling that a blocking foul, but Joseph was nowhere near body contact.
He was nowhere near body contact, but that's going to be his 2nd foul, so he will have to sit for the rest of the half, as that's how the Spy Ponders work fouls, and that's a very difficult call to swallow from my perspective. He was moving his feet, he won the race to the spot, and then when the ball was presented in front of him, he took a swipe at it and hit it. So that's not a call that I like to see if I'm a Spy Ponder.
14-13 Spy Ponders, 5:42 to go in the half. Here comes Black, throws it off the glass, gets it to go. Don Black, his 6th point of the ball game.
Anytime Don Black wants to score 2 points, all he needs to do is dribble the basket and lay it in. There's not one player on the Tanners that can guard him.
Juco tees up a long 3, a little fight for the ball. Tanners come back with it underneath. Ludwig smacked away by Don Black.
Don Black has taken over this basketball game on the defensive end. He's simply dominating both on the ball. There you see off the ball. You know, Rob, you said I made a bold statement. I thought long and hard about saying that about Don Black.
That he's the best defender in Massachusetts.
Defender. In the public schools in the state of Massachusetts.
Okay.
I thought long and hard about whether I was going to say that.
Okay.
Because I don't want to ruin credibility. I believe it, and so that's why I'm going to say it.
He's got a little bit of Jimmy Butler to his game, I would say, as Gascoigne misses the 3. Casual Doe will send a football pass down to the other end, and Matt Juco will pick up a charge.
So another victim on Don Black's notch. He's proving me correct. An idiot savant, if you will, as he is. I mean, he's just taking over this basketball game in the defensive end. It's astonishing.
Wasco with the ball. Ponders have a 3-point lead, 4:46 to go in the half. Little stutter step from Black. He gets trapped on the base. They'll kick it around the horn. Corrales will tee up a 3 off the front of the rim. Little fight for the rebound, and number 2, Stephen McGilvray in the ball game. He comes down with it.
Good effort by the Spy Ponders.
Was that a call against McGilvray?
Rob, I didn't see what happened to his feet, but it was.
Oh, wow. So that's Stikowski, and that call will be on Wasco. And Stikowski came flying into the lane, and Wasco had a certain amount of position, but the ref didn't see it my way, and Stikowski will go to the line.
That's one of those calls, you say a 50-50 call, whether he has position. He was standing still, but he was at a bad angle when Stikowski hit him, and that's the way the official called the block. A lot of times they like to see your body directly in front of the defender.
Stikowski hits them both. His 5th point of the ball game, 16-15 Ponders, 4 minutes to go.
2-3 zone here by Woburn. We saw Winchester do that a week ago with some success, but the Spy Ponders found Gascoigne inside, who took over the contest late.
And Stikowski will tee up another 3. So Stikowski doing some damage with a long ball, and we have a timeout.
So the Tanners explode off the bench in celebration, as after seeing a couple of free throws go through the basket, Stikowski gets in the corner and tees up a 3 with very high confidence. It goes through, giving them a 2-point lead and kind of matching the Spy Ponders' effort, and back and forth we go.
So the 2-point lead is 18-16. Tanners over the Spy Ponders with 3:54 to go, and Scott, this team was advertised as good 3-point shooting team, and we're starting to see that from Stikowski, who has 8 points.
The Tanners have found success when they are dribbling or doing anything in open space. Anytime the Spy Ponders have been able to invade their space on defense, specifically Don Black, we've seen the results have been positive for the Spy Ponders. So as long as the Spy Ponders can get close to them, they're going to have positive results.
Back in the zone are the Tanners. Ponders looking for the tie, patiently throwing it around the horn. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Dribble drive to the base. Nice dish to Wasco, who lays it up and in and draws the harm.
Wasco working from the foul line, a little high-low action with James Gascoigne. Dribble drive there by Corrales. A little slip pass to Wasco, who finishes through contact. This is what the Spy Ponders did against the zone against Winchester. They attacked through the dribble drive, and then the middle was open with Gascoigne on a week ago, 2 weeks ago against Winchester. Right there, it was Wasco.
And with the old-fashioned three-point play, the Ponders take a 1-point lead, 19-18. Tanners handle the press. This is Austin Stukowski with the ball. We have a brother-brother act out there. Doe will pull up from the elbow and shoot, and he'll hit. Caswell Doe back on the board.
Doe has been the only Tanner to be able to do anything with his space invaded. And right there, Corrales gave him a little contact, and he still was able to make the basket.
1-point lead here for the Tanners. We have a ball game. And that is Gascoigne getting called for a little rough stuff underneath off the ball. That'll be, I believe, his first of the game.
That call was atrocious. They called him for a moving screen, and he was actually just moving to a space, and that space is his to have.
And he redeems himself with a big block, swats it away. Wasco at the 10 with a left hand. Ben Wasco for two, his 7th point of the ball game, and the Ponders take a 1-point lead.
Ben Wasco shows what happens if you move on to the next play. He didn't get down when the foul was called against him. He kept his head up, kept a positive attitude, created a turnover on one end, finished with the left hand on the other. Very impressive. Championship basketball.
Black is guarding Juco, who is in a duel, finds Doe at the cup. Doe lays it in with his right hand.
Ben Wasco helped out that time, and there's no help needed when Don Black's guarding somebody, and that's why the player was open.
Black will tee up a 3, and he'll hit. Don Black gives the Ponders a 2-point lead.
He can do it on defense. He can do it on offense. He can do it from the inside. He can do it from the outside. He's taking over this basketball game. It's Don Black's world, and we're all just having fun living in it.
The other Stukowski will tee up a long 3. No, trying to keep up with his brother. Black looks ahead to Wasco, finds him underneath, throws it up with his right hand. No. Fight for the ball, and we have a jump ball called as Wasco tied up Matt Juco, and that should be Ponders' ball.
Don Black took the basketball off the rim. It was almost a goaltend. That's how high he jumps for rebounds. Snapped a pass 65 feet in the air on a chest pass, and the Spy Ponders are looking very sharp right now.
And Gascoigne goes to work underneath with a nice spin move and lays it softly off the glass.
Spin move, dribble, drive, through contact, and a 4-point lead for the Spy Ponders as they have absolutely taken control of this game physically. The Spy Ponders are dominating and intimidating the Tanners right now, who have taken a step back emotionally after their timeout. Very impressive by the Spy Ponders. Even though they foul there, the message is being sent. They are the dominant team physically in this game, and Don Black set the tone early.
And that foul was the 7th of the half for the Spy Ponders. So Ludwig hit the front end of the 1-and-1. That's his second point of the ballgame, both by free throw. And he will hit the second part of the 1-and-1, and it'll be 26-24 Ponders. Minute 16 left to go in the ballgame.
Spy Ponders have an air about them tonight that they really are not concentrating on the result, meaning if the Tanners hit a shot or do something successful, they don't care. They move on and they play harder, and it's showing in their resilience in this basketball game.
So Pazia, who is into the game for Wasco, gets the ball underneath, goes up, and is fouled. So we'll get our first look at Joey Pazia at the line tonight.
And you see it right there. So Pazia goes to the line through contact, And the body language of the Spy Ponders is almost of a mocking tone to Woburn. I think they don't respect the level of physicality they're bringing to this game. Pazia kind of smirked as he went to the line, as if to say that's a joke that you're going to guard me that way. And the Tanners are going to have to fight through right now because the Spy Ponders are really intimidating their space.
Ludwig to Doe. Doe will try to get in the lane. Don Black says no.
Don Black on Doe right now. This will be interesting to see if he can try to get anything going here. Of course not.
Doe with the right hand misses. Here comes Black. 4-point lead for the Spy Ponders. 44 seconds left to go in the half.
I'm really surprised that any player on the Tanners would try to score on Dominic Black. It's resulted in basically a turnover all night, whether it's been an actual turnover or a missed shot.
Shot clock resets for the Ponders. 20 seconds left to go. 23 in the half. Swift will have the three, and it rolls around and finds the bottom of the net. Sam Swift.
Sam Swift, bing, bang, boom, confidence, smooth stroke.
And a couple of the Tanners run into
foul?
each other. This is like a cheesy Batman movie where the bad guys go cough, pow, and fall. And somehow the Ponders end up getting blamed for that.
They did. They got a foul called on them and two of the Spy Ponders actually chuckled and laughed because the ball went off the head of a Tanner, which would have been their ball. They got called for a foul when two Tanners fell into each other.
I didn't see it. I enjoyed it. Doe with a point. He's got 3, 6, 8, 10, 12.
So there's 6 seconds left in the half here. Spy Ponders will look to dribble up the court and get an open look by taking to the basket on a drive or a kick.
5, 4, 3. Black will take it. Doe picks his pocket, throws it up, and almost gets it to go, but the ball falls harmlessly short. And we're at halftime with the score. Arlington Spy Ponders 31, Woburn Tanners 26. So we had a close ball game there, partner, but the Ponders come into the half with the slim 5-point edge.
They have a 5-point edge, and this is the kind of basketball game I love. This is phenomenal atmosphere. Both teams playing hard. The Spy Ponders playing with an edge that we haven't seen from them so far this year. This a championship edge. Dare I say a football edge? They're trying to be aggressive to the point of almost intimidation, and it's being led by Don Black with superior effort and attitude in this game, and I love it.
So let's take a little bit of a look at the scoring. We've got 7 Ponders on the scoreboard. So the Ponders, distributing the basketball, playing as a team. Nick Corrales has 2. Bensley Joseph with 4. Don Black with 9 big points. Ben Wasco doing the dirty work underneath with 7. Gascoigne has 4. Pazia has 2, and Sam Swift has 3 with a big 3-pointer. The Ponders splashed 3 3-pointers in the first half. A little bit more concentrated scoring for the Tanners. Casual Doe has 13, 8 for Austin Stakowski. Ryan Ludwig has 3. Anthony Morales with 2. So, Scott, traditional question. You're the Ponders. How do you feel about the first half, and what are you talking about here at halftime?
If I'm the Spy Ponders, I'm very happy with my effort, my attitude, my energy in the first half. Stay the course, do what we do here at home, keep the superior effort, and Don Black will drag us across the finish line. If you're Woburn, you've got to match Arlington's effort and energy in the second half. Look to get open looks and try not to be dribble driving and scoring on Don Black because it just hasn't brought success for you.
Okay, so good stuff from the coach. Spy Ponders with a 31-26 halftime lead, and we will be back for second half action on this Sunday ACMi broadcast. And we are back for second half action as the players take the floor. Once again with the score, Arlington 31 and Woburn 26. And to reconcile the foul situation for both teams, Nick Corrales with 1. Bensley Joseph has 2 fouls. Black with 1, Wasco with 2. Gascoigne and Swift both have 1. The only Tanner with 2 fouls would be number 12, Matt Juco. So, Scott, before the game, we promised a little bit of a debate. The Ponders have a 36-game home winning streak on the line, and a 24-game conference winning streak on the line. We were talking last night about which one is more impressive to you. You thought the conference winning streak. I thought the home winning streak.
I'm a conference guy. I like conference action, and I just think that anytime you're going to win that many games in a row, that's obviously over a year's play in the conference, almost 3. It's just very impressive to me.
And I'll pick up my argument at a timeout as the Tanners start here with the ball.
So the Tanners came out with very high energy out of the locker room. Let's see if they can translate that in the second half.
Doe feeds Juco. Juco can't get it to go. Gascoigne comes up with it. Gascoigne to Black. He'll feed it forward to Joseph.
Juco almost became the first player tonight to score with Dom Black guarding him.
And off of Corrales' knee and out of bounds, and that'll be Tanner's ball. Both teams coming out a little bit methodical here in the second half.
Let's see, the Spy Ponders games of late have kind of taken a odd, even flow to them. That one quarter there's the high scoring, the next quarter is low scoring. So let's see if that keeps pace.
Juco from the elbow, no. Joseph goes high for it.
Juco again trying to score on Dominic Black and can't do it.
Wasco, little high-low action. Feeds Gascoigne, who lays it up for 2.
High-low action. Gascoigne to Wasco. Wasco's had a super sensational basketball game tonight.
Dribble drive to the base, out to Juco. Tees up a 3. Kaboom.
Juco steps into a 3-pointer. And what do we have here? Warning. That's not a technical foul, so we give. I did not drop.
Warning the coach for being on the court. It appears.
Well, he was over half court and on the court, so they give him a warning. I didn't realize you gave warnings instead of technicals. Maybe they do.
And the next time he does it, he will have to go upstairs and brush his teeth.
Exactly. There you go.
Here comes Joseph
he's
with a
down like he has detention. So
4-point lead for the Ponders.
Looks like a little zone action here back for Woburn. They tried it for one possession. Spy Ponders got the ball inside to the foul line with high-low action last time. And this time Bentley Joseph answers with a deep 3, and they're not going to be able to play that zone.
Joseph makes them pay, and the Ponders take a 36-29 lead with 6:10 left to go in the third quarter.
This game is chippy right now. The Tanner coach being over half court, which I really haven't seen before. A warning on the coach. Players, a little bit of physical play after the whistle. And Doe, physical there to the hoop.
Doe threw up a wild shot. Black into the lane, feeds Corrales underneath, puts it up with his left hand. Juco says, not on my watch.
Juco with a tremendous block.
And a 3-point try, and all of a sudden, Juco comes to life, splashes a 3.
Juco is taking over this ball game with a big block on one end, feeling good about himself, launches and delivers on a big 3.
4-point lead for the Ponders. They just can't pull away. And Black will miss. Tanners will come up with it with a chance to cut it to 2. or one with a 3.
Tanners with high energy. They felt they had a lot of energy coming out in the second half that I mentioned, and it's translated into their play.
JUCO looks hungry. Little weave up top. 6 on the shot clock, 5, 4. JUCO will throw up a wild one and get it to go. Christmas comes early for Matt JUCO. He'll take it.
It does. Tremendous defense by Dominic Black. He invaded his space without fouling, and the high-low again worked for the Spy Ponders, as curiously the Woburn goes back into a 2-3 zone.
4-point lead for the Spy Ponders, 4:30 to go in the third quarter. Ludwig, the mustard is off the hot dog, and Wasco comes up with it.
Got a little bit too fancy with his dribble and paid for it.
Black tees up a 3. Splash! Dominic Black.
Dominic Black from way downtown. Bang! And the Spy Ponders open up a 7-point lead. And back and forth we go, kind of like a heavyweight fight. A little bit chippy, some uppercuts, some jabs, and Dominic Black with a big overhand right.
I love that boxing analogy. So 41-34 lead, 4 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the quarter. I didn't see you called that timeout. Was that a positive timeout by Coach Bowler?
It's funny you say. I was just going to ask you about that, partner. I'm not really sure. This feels like a place where he'd take a positive timeout. Coach Bowler and Woods are both big proponents of the positive timeout, which means you score a basket where normally you might see another team take a timeout, but they take the timeout, and so the other coach is kind of forced to say to himself, what am I going to say to my team? I didn't call a timeout there, and something bad just happened to us. So that's kind of the idea for Bowler and Bowler and Coach Woods. They get their team over and they pump them up. Pump them up and fill their gas tanks up and get them ready to go. So we'll see how the Spy Ponders react to that, and we'll see how the Tanners react.
So the Ponders have actually extended their lead to 7 points here in the second half, despite some spunky play from the Tanners. Tanners will have the ball, and they will look to push it down the court against full court pressure from the Spy Ponders.
JUCO looked like he was about to put the Tanners back in the contest, but the Spy Ponders had other ideas, again dialing up their effort and energy. And look at this full court pressure here.
That was the second foul of the ball game for Corrales. Ludwig gets the ball. Ponders fall back a little bit.
Spy Ponders have been very physical, called for a lot of fouls. That could play an issue in the fourth.
Driving dish to Stikowski. 3 comes off the front of the rim. Joseph comes down with it. Over to Corrales. To Black at the base, into Wasco, who spins, finds Corrales. Dribble drive, and we have a blocking call that time against Stikowski. That will be Brett Stikowski, and that will be his first of the ball game.
That's a good call right there. I really like when they don't reward players for flopping, and that was kind of a flop right there. And Tanners are back in man-to-man. Wise choice. It's a good call there, too.
Joseph traveled, looked like he had his shot on the design play on the inbounds play. A little fade over the top, but didn't work that time.
Every time the Spy Ponders have opened up a little bit of breathing room, they've had trouble keeping control of the basketball. Lots of turnovers after they've gotten a lead.
JUCO into the lane, throws it up with his left. No. Ball poked out to the Tanners. Stikowski from the elbow, no. Doe comes up with it.
Some good rebounding by the Tanners, but the Spy Ponders doing a good job of invading the space of shooters for the Tanners.
Good defense that time by Black on Doe, but is that Ludwig who comes flying into the lane, and Black is forced to reach and gets whistled with a foul.
But a technical foul's been called, not sure on who. This is interesting here. Rob, did you catch that they called a technical foul? I'm not sure on who. It looked like a player got called for it.
It was a player that got called for it. I didn't see who or why, whether it was a little bit of mouth to the officials. I don't know why it would have been that. It was an obvious call. Or a little bit of mouth to an opposing player.
This is interesting. The scorers table is kind of furiously scribbling over there. So we'll see who shoots now. That'll tell us who the technical was on, which team. Looks like Bensley Joseph is going to shoot him. So that means that was a technical foul on the Tanners, which is very confusing because certainly they weren't called for a foul there. In fact, if anything, Don Black might not have made contact. So my thought is that maybe somebody got a little bit mouthy with another player. Maybe that's kind of the flavor that I would get from a technical like that.
And both Ludwig and Joseph hit one of two free throws. The Potters will have the ball with a 7-point lead, 3:20 to go in the third quarter as the game gets a little bit chippy.
Very chippy, and you could sense that early on that these two teams are feisty and maybe don't like each other so much, which is just fine.
Sometimes hotter heads prevail.
Absolutely.
Working around the horn, good ball movement by the Spy Potters. Joseph is called for the bunny hop and the pea patch.
I'm really confused as to why Woburn thinks that the 2-3 zone is going to be effective. The Spy Potters have scored at an astonishing rate against. Maybe I'm coach, professor. You see something different than I am. They've gotten high-low off of it. They've gotten three-pointers off of it. I'm not sure what they think they're going to get from it. Maybe they just want to force the Spy Potters from the outside. But
that hasn't worked
against it.
Yeah, they're just mixing it up a little bit is what I see. Part of the game plan, perhaps.
Yeah.
Trying different things. They're down, kind of down 7 points. Let's see if we can disrupt the Spy Potters, see if they have the skills, they have the athleticism. Let's see if they have the smarts. So far, the Spy Potters have responded.
They sure have. They've answered every call, every bell. The only thing the Spy Potters haven't been able to do is when they've gotten a lead, really put like a knockout punch in or extend the lead to a point where you'd say, okay, this is going to be tough for the Tanners to, come back in. Right now it's a 7-point game. You feel the Tanners get a couple baskets, they're right back in it, and we'll see if the Spy Potters, who's going to connect on the next punch.
Tanners will have the ball in a 7-point deficit against a very aggressive full court press. Not so aggressive. Potters fall back. Pazia on the ball. Stikowski beats him to the rim and throws up a nice little layup and gets it to go.
Good dribble drive and then all the way to the rim and finishing Stikowski. And again, it's the Spy Potters against this 2-3 zone, hitting from the outside. That time it's Corrales from way downtown. Bang!
8-point lead for the Spy Potters. 2:30 to go in the third.
Spy Potters go with a trap there from full court, try to speed this game up.
Stikowski from way downtown off the front of the rim. Gascoigne cleans the glass.
Woburn just has not been able to get it going from three, but the Spy Potters have, and now they're getting it going from inside as just James Gascoigne finishes at the cup.
From a beautiful dish that time by Pazia. 10-point lead for the Potters. Oh, it looks like Ludwig carried the ball. Juco with a long three. Will go long. Corrales comes down with it. He'll push the pace over to Pazia. Pazia fires in the lane. No, follow up that time, James Gascoigne.
Gascoigne finishes up the mess left by Dom Pazia after the super sensational fancy dribble drive by Nick Corrales. The Spy Potters open a 12-point lead, and there's your overhand right.
And just like that, we get a little bit of that separation that you were looking for here, Coach. And, Gascoigne has 8 in the 8 here in the second half, had 4 in the first half, and he's doing some damage. Potters starting to do some damage underneath.
The Spy Potters doing damage underneath, but what I really like to see is that they've now gone back to something we haven't seen in a few weeks, and that's trapping before half court, which is meant to speed up the game, create quick shots by Woburn, and then dribble drives and fast breaks on the other is just what it's created, meant to do. It has happened, and Coach Boa has to be ecstatic.
So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Tom Sullivan says we're going to throw a zone at you. John Bowler says we'll throw a trap at you. See how you can handle that.
Back and forth we go.
And casual dough for 2.
So that's the danger of a trapping defense, a full court type defense, and that's you're going to give up some layups to the other end, but you're going to have to live with that, and the Spy Ponders will.
Inside to Pazia. Pazia, a little 10-footer. No, that's actually a tough shot in basketball. That little 10-footer is a lost art, and Pazia can't get it to go down.
It's tough shot. It's a tough shot, but the Spy Ponders right now basically are getting any shot they want against the zone, and sometimes that can almost actually play in your head a little bit.
Black dribble drives to the hoop. No, Gascoigne fights for the rebound, and we have a jump ball called. Juco and Gascoigne. I believe that will be called Ponders ball, and it will.
Great job by Gascoigne. He could have fouled if he had reached over. He let go of the ball. He's fortunate to be called for a jump.
Corrales up top. Looks like Tanners will go back into the man defense, perhaps wisely. Gascoigne out to Black, over to Corrales. Black in the middle of the offense here. Bensley Joseph into the lane and tosses it up and in.
Bensley Joseph dribble drives and finishes through contact. He's been kind of quiet tonight. He says, let me get myself into the act, put my hat in the ring, and he scores the deuce.
12-point lead for the Spy Ponders, 51-39. Ludwig, short, gets his own miss.
When you see a shooter follow a shot like that with that kind of aggression, you know he knows it's not going in, and that's just what happened. And here comes Don Black.
Black finds Joseph, tees up a 3. Kaboom! Bensley Joseph and the Ponders go out to a 15-point lead.
Bensley Joseph says, don't forget about me, and Don Black doesn't from way downtown, and here comes Black off the steal by Joseph.
The Bensley Joseph Don Black show, and the Ponders rush out to a 17-point lead. 10 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And they continue trapping.
Here's Ludwig, throws it up with his right and can't get it to go. And the third quarter ends with a bang for the Spy Ponders, and a bing and a boom, and it is 56-39.
56 points for the Spy Ponders after 3. I said Friday night that there was a turning point in the season when Don Black grabbed a rebound away from 2 people, snapped it up to Bensley Joseph, who finished at the cup, and he's proven me to be prophetic as the Spy Ponders look super sensational tonight. Their effort is there, their execution is there, their focus is there. They're playing championship-style basketball, and it has to make Bowler feel phenomenal and Spy Ponderland exude celebration.
So it's interesting, and you mentioned, Coach, that Coach Bowler got a little bit of aggressive there. I mean, I think the theory is if you can't kick a guy when he's down, then when are you going to kick him? They go up to a double-digit lead, put in the trap, and all of a sudden kind of go on a little spurt. Do you think that aggressive defense signaled to the team that we're going to play up-tempo and it's time for a spurt?
Yeah, I think that everything is working in sync and cohesion for the Spy Ponders. The coaches are pressing all the right buttons. The players are responding. You know, the play of the back-to-back play of Joey Pazia Friday night and then Ben Wasco today kind of is very simpatico, kind of bringing the team together, that it's going to come from all angles, from everywhere. It's going to be bench play, starter play, captain play, and team play, and that's what we're seeing here, contributions from multiple players.
Tanners will start the fourth quarter with the ball in a 17-point deficit. Stikowski will look to get 3 back but can't. Black comes out with it.
The Spy Ponders have just defended the triples tonight with superior acumen and effort, and Don Black there with a baseball pass for a home run.
Gascoigne did a nice job avoiding the contact there and laying it up and in for his 10th point of the second half. That time Joseph will get whistled for the foul. If that's on Joseph, and it is, that's his third of the ball game.
I believe they called it Don Black, no? 20?
Oh, was that on 20?
Yeah, it was Don Black reaching that time, I think.
That'll be his third of the ball game then.
Yeah, and that's got to be very concerning for both Black and the coaching staff of the Spy Ponders. He can't really come out of this ball game.
Spy Ponders up 19, 7:18 to go in the ball game. Ludwig has really had a hard time getting anything going to the rim tonight. Stikowski has not had a hard time, and he splashes a three, and that time Pazia gets to him. He'll have a chance for a 4-point play.
Very chippy play, beautiful finish through a little bit of contact for the Woburn player, and then him and Pazia kind of exchange dirty looks, and the chippiness continues.
So Austin Stikowski has had a nice game tonight. That's his 14th point of the ball game. If the Tanners are going to come back, those 4-point plays are going to have to be how they do it.
And plentiful. And Stikowski, the team that hit 15 threes against a solid Winchester club on Friday night, that's really been the missing piece. Although Stikowski has gotten himself going, it really hasn't come from many other places, from at least from the outside. The Spy Ponders have just done a good job of invading their space on defense.
58-43, 6:50 to go in the game. Joseph put it up from the elbow, just short. Corrales will come down with it. He'll penetrate and throw it up, and that time he'll draw contact.
And again, the Spy Ponders are winning the battle of physicality. They're owning the boards. They're creating contact. They're initiating the contact. They're the ones getting the fouls called for, sometimes against, but they're the ones that are initiating the contact. That's where the aggression has come from, and it's been an important piece in this game.
So Corrales makes the first, misses the second. Here come the Tanners, 59-43 Ponders, 6:37 to go in the ball game.
Spy Ponders have kind of gone away from the trap now, so it's all about invading the space of shooters.
Dish from Corrales to Gascoigne, and that's poked away from behind by Juco. Ponders ball.
It's interesting, Rob. In this game, I think the Tanners came out and kind of said, hey, let's make this a game about physicality. And they kind of posed that question to the Spy Ponders. You want to play physical? And the Spy Ponders said, sure, let's do it. And that's been what the game's been played on.
Spy Ponders are the more physical team tonight.
I think they are.
Yeah.
I really do.
So the other Stikowski, Brett, will initiate the offense. Ludwig will tee up a long three off the rim, and that'll get knocked out of bounds by Juco. Ponders ball.
The Spy Ponders can only come out so far to guard three-pointers. We saw Joey Pazia commit contact on a three-point shot, so you can only come out so far. When the player's going to take it from 4 or 5 feet beyond the arc, you're going to have to live with some makes, and right now it seems like that's the only chance the Tanners have of getting an open look.
Tanners come with a full court pressure. The Ponders clear for Bensley Joseph, who handles the press. Back to Joseph. Dishes it underneath to Black, but Joseph is somehow called for an offensive foul there. That will be his third of the game. And
that's another one of those fouls called after the player has released the ball on a pass. I'm just not a huge fan of that. I suppose it is a foul, but some officials do choose to ignore fouls like that.
Here come the Tanners. They'll think about the three. Doe has the ball at the top of the key.
I think this has been a really well-officiated game in general, though. I think that they've done a good job of handling the physicality, of keeping control of this game. Saw a technical foul call to make sure things stayed in control. And the Spy Ponders have been able to be physical, and it's been a fair contest.
And they have a 16-point lead with 5:20 to go as Gascoigne draws contact from Doe.
Again, it's the Spy Ponders benefiting from physical play. Here we see Gascoigne going to go to the line for a couple of free throws, And that's really been the theme of the day, physicality.
So Gascoigne will go to the charity stripe for 2. Gascoigne's had a big second half with 10 so far in the half, 14 for the ball game. Has hit 2 free throws tonight. It's 2 for 2. And we have a little bit of moisture on the floor. And a couple games ago, Coach, we saw the janitorial staff inserting themselves in the ball game aggressively. Tonight it's just the simple towel.
Just a simple towel. You like it much better when the custodian can come out and be a 6-man in the court, as we saw against Winchester. He stepped out there, did a nice job. Almost got a trap in the corner. Coach Bowler likes to see that. No custodian today, though. You're going to have to play with 5.
Maybe we'll see security at half court to keep order, do you think?
No doubt, no doubt.
As Gascoigne hits the second, full court trap by the Ponders.
Great job by Black avoiding that foul there. He's got 3 with 5 minutes left to go. He kind of had to let
Juco, that was Juco.
So Juco get past him, and the Spy Ponders hold a 17-point lead with 5 minutes to go.
And they're keeping their foot on the gas pedal there, going to the full court trap, and they sped up Juco that time. He threw the ball away. So there's going to be no early quit for the Spy Ponders tonight. Black tees up a 3 off the front of the rim. Rebounds to Kowski.
Black finally gets a miss after a bunch of makes in a row from downtown. He's been hot from the outside tonight.
And hot from the inside. There's Stokowski for 2. Austin Stokowski.
Stokowski to the basket, finishing nice, through a little bit of contact there. And the game is not over yet. 15 points. The Spy Ponders are going to have to finish this out.
You're not a big fan of taking clock, are you, Coach? You like to keep your foot on the gas.
Always keep going in the right direction. Don't change your effort or energy or style of play until you believe you have enough points to win the contest.
And we have Wasco took about 7 steps, and the officials spied that. Good steal by Black. Look to Corrales into Wasco, and I talk about the bunny hop and the pea patch. That was it.
That sure was it, but what happened there is a little bit of too much passing. If Corrales turned around, he could have laid the ball in the basket. I'm not saying he got fancy, but if you're going to err on the side of being unselfish, I'm fine with that.
Doe having trouble getting anything going against Corrales tonight. He's really locked down Doe after a hot start. Stokowski, the other Stokowski, that'll be Brett with a 3, 60-51.
So
Ponders.
Here we go.
48.
Finally, the threes are falling for Woburn. It's a 12-point game, and the Spy Ponders are going to have to play with effort and energy and focus and purpose down the stretch.
Gascoigne will bully his way to the hoop, throws it up, no, off front of the rim. Don Black with a follow, tips it in. 62-48 Ponders.
My man, Don Black, bing, bang, boom, with a big tip after the three-pointer by Stokowski on one end. John Bowler gets another positive timeout. 14-point lead, 3 minutes left to go. Just got to hang on. For 3 more minutes, we can all exhale and watch the Patriots.
So there you are, Coach. So you're talking about how the game's not over. I'm thinking about when to put the game in the refrigerator. While we're having our dialogue, the lead evaporates from 17 to 12 and gets a little scary. And the senior captain puts an end to that with a big offensive rebound and tip in. It's
been the Dominic Black show tonight. He's dominated on both ends of the floor. He's shot from the outside, he's dribble drived and made baskets in close, he's stolen balls, he's made home run passes, chest passes, invaded people's space. You really can't ask for much more than that. Maybe he can pack the lunches for everybody or something, you know?
Sell popcorn at halftime.
Right.
Here comes Juco. Tanners will need to score. Stokowski throws it up off the back of the rim. Tanner's going to the 3-ball, not their friend.
Not their friend, but he was wide open, and it was a good look, and that can't make Coach Bowler happy. And right now, it looks like they are going to take a little bit of clock. As I said, I'm not a huge fan of taking clock, although here goes Bentley Joseph firing away, which is fine with me.
Swift with a big offensive rebound. Sets it out to Corrales, to Black. And the Pawners will reset the offense. 23 on the shot clock, 2:40 to go in the ballgame, and a 14-point lead.
Very physical play, no calls here.
And Joseph gets all to the way to the rim, can't get it to go, and the Pawners are going to get whistled for the foul. So that'll be their, with a push, that'll be their 6th of the ball game, so of the half. So one more, and the Tanners will be in the 1-and-1. Tanners, if they're going to come back, will need to make some free throws.
They will. The operation was a success there for Joseph, but the patient died.
I love that. Stikowski for 3, and he hits it, and the Tanners cut the lead to 11 with 2:20 to go.
Tanners just will not go away from way downtown. Bang again. That was from well behind the arc, but he was wide open. There was nobody even close to him. And I mentioned before that if players are going to shoot from 3, 4, or 5 feet beyond the arc, nothing you can do about it. But there's something you can do about that. Somebody's got to identify the shooter and close out on him, and that's what Coach Bowler is definitely talking about in this timeout.
So I've watched a little bit of basketball in my day. I've seen it in the NBA level. I've seen it at the college level. I've called it at the high school level. I've seen it in the playground. And the brothers Stikowski there have played some horse in their day. They're taking turns firing up the three-pointers. And Brett and Austin have kept the Tanners in the ballgame.
They have. From way downtown, they've got nice smooth strokes, and now they got a little bit of confidence going because they've hit a few. And this is danger time for the Spy Pounders. 11 points, 2:20. Got to be strong with the basketball, hold tight through contact, and run your offense.
Pawners will let Bentley Joseph bring it up. He'll have no problems with the press. Over to Black, to Gascoigne, the 3 captains with touches on this possession. Taking clock are the Pawners, 11 to go on the shot clock, down to 9. Into Wasco, he'll spin to the left, fall away 10-footer, no. Tanners will take a turn, down 11, minute 49.
So watch for the big threes here.
Oh, and Don Black swats it away. Block to Gascoigne, who draws the foul from Ludwig. Gascoigne will go to the line for 2.
Every single time the Spy Pounders face any type of adversity, Don Black has answered the bell. A phenomenal block there. His second one off the backboard. Not even close to a goaltend superior block.
They will call that a floor foul. Gascoigne won't go to the line. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Little fight for the ball. Corrales and Stikowski mix it up. Who are they going to give it to? They're going to give it back to the Ponders with 11-point lead, minute 36 to go. Not sure what happened there. Seems like the possession error was stuck on the Ponders' direction. Corrales dribbling it around, and we have a call there off the ball. Wasco got fouled by Stikowski. Wasco outweighs Stikowski by about 45 pounds, and Wasco will go to the line. That'll be the 7th of the ball game.
It will be, and I don't like this being not called an intentional foul because that's what it was. They're trying to put Ben Wasco on the line, but he doesn't have the basketball. And in theory, what you can do, if you think a player's intentionally fouling somebody, put him on the line, you just call an intentional foul. And that was questionable at best.
Wasco makes the first and misses the second, and the ball is tipped out of bounds by Black. That'll be Tanner's ball. 12-point lead, minute 29, coach, and you can argue with me later. I'm going to put this game into the refrigerator. Doors closed, lights are out, eggs are cooling, butter's getting hard, Jell-O is a jiggling.
Well, we'll see. I think you're right. There you go. Good call, Professor.
Minute 10, 12-point lead for the Ponders.
So for the Spy Ponders, the winning streaks both up a notch. I think that we were talking before. I think that mark of what is it in the league?
24 in the league and 36 at home.
As I said earlier, those numbers are just too high for me to count. It's just,
Right.
it's too big. So I just think that the winning these games, you got Woburn twice, you got Winchester twice. They're tough opponents who know you every year, and you get a winning streak that high in the league, and it's very impressive.
And I like the home winning streak. Of course, you like them both, but the home winning streak of, what is it? It'll be 37 as Joseph makes 1 out of 2. The home winning streak spans 3 seasons and not 2. And it also has opportunity as Stokowski tees up a long 3 and hits. A big home winning streak is an intimidation factor against a team that is coming in to play against you. And so it can impact a ball game, I believe.
It can impact a ball game, and certainly by having that home winning streak really gives you an edge when you can get if they can secure 2 home games in the playoffs, which they've been able to do the last 2 years. You get a winning streak like that at home, it gives you a big edge.
Gascoigne with the offensive rebound. They will foul. It looks like Stokowski Brett fouled Dom Black. We'll see if they call this an intentional foul. That'll be the 10th of the ball game for the Tanners, so Black will get 2 free throws either way. 10-point lead, 34.9 seconds to go in the contest. And Black skied that one. Swish.
Nice smooth stroke for Black tonight. I really like the confidence with which he shot the basketball. It's been smooth stroke, good flow. Very impressive.
18 points for the ballgame for Dom Black. I believe Austin Stokowski will end up leading all scorers with 19 as Brett tees up a 3. As professors like to say, it's all academic from here. Potters will have the ball in a 12-point lead with 25 seconds left. Tanners not quitting. We'll see if they look to foul. They do not. Mercifully, as Wasco comes in and slams it home. Ben Wasco flexing his muscles.
Wasco comes in and goes up high and comes down hard with the hammer as the crowd goes bananas, and the Spy Ponders win another one at home.
And the crowd is very appreciative here on this Sunday with a final score: Arlington Spy Ponders 68 and the Woburn Tanners 54. Arlington will go to 9-2 on the season, 8-0 in league, and the Tanners will fall to 9-3 on the season, and importantly, 6-2 in league. So looks like the Ponders took care of business and protected the nest, as we say, and protected their spot atop the league standings.
This is a statement game, plain and simple. You know what it was? It was a statement weekend. Okay, you have Belmont coming in here, a team that was red hot, a team that had played a very tough schedule, a capable team, a talented team. They take care of them on Friday night. And here comes Woburn, a team coming off their most impressive win of the season, a pasting of Winchester at home. They come in here, they take it on the chin, quite frankly, getting beat to lose balls and getting out physicaled, which is their style of play. And the 2 wins kind of signal the rest of the league. I've been saying, hashtag Middlesex League rising. Well, Spy Ponders pushed back and said, yeah, but don't forget about us.
And they've played really 3 games in a row against the cream of the Middlesex League. First with Winchester, then Belmont, and today with Woburn. The Ponders have 10 games left on their schedule. They're more than halfway done with their schedule. They came into this season with some high expectations, and we're at the halfway mark here, and it's beginning to kind of smell as if those expectations are justified.
I think they are. I think that there was a time a couple of weeks ago when, I'm not going to say people were nervous, but there was a little bit of question, especially with the Spy Ponder offense. Was this the same team that we've seen the last couple of years? Were they capable of that? And I think they're starting to answer those questions. And I'm starting to think that the turning point did come at halftime of last game. And, Rob, looking ahead, the Spy Ponders will play. They have Wakefield here on Tuesday, and then they will go to Wilmington, and then back home, Burlington. So. And then Reading at Woburn, Lexington. So the schedule kind of eases up a bit moving forward. As you mentioned, they just kind of went through the iron of their schedule. But as we know, in the Middlesex Liberty, you play your Liberty opponents twice, and then the Cross opponents once.
Okay, so let's look at the scoring for the Spy Ponders. Leading scorers for the Spy Ponder was Dom Black. He had 18. Bensley Joseph with 14. James Gascoigne with 15. So the three captains led the team offensively. Nick Corrales chipped in with 6. Ben Wasco, really very strong game for Wasco with 10 points. Wasco did it at both ends. He did it inside, and he made some really nice entry passes and received some nice entry passes on the high-low against that zone. Joey Pazia with 2, and Sam Swift with a big 3-point play. I won't call out all the scores for the Tanners, but the high score of the ball game overall was Austin Stikowski. He had 19 points, and his brother Brett with a couple of big 3-pointers in the second half also. So should we talk about the players of the game?
Absolutely.
There? Coach, what do you think?
So my player of the game, I'm gonna give my player of the game out for Woburn, and it's easy to say, so who is the leading scorer? We just throw it to them. That's not what it is. Stikowski was able to battle through. The whole team was struggling from the outside to make shots, and he battled through. He stayed focused. He stayed on task, and he finally got the shots to fall. And so Stikowski's got to be my player of the game for Woburn.
Yeah. Great game for Stikowski. He had 4 big 3-pointers. I'm going to throw it to ACMi player of the game for the Spy Ponders. I am going to throw it to the high scorer, who is Dom Black, who had 18, but not because he was the high scorer, but because he led the team, and he really did it with all phases of the game. Once again, he was a lockdown defender. I know the coaching staff was a little bit worried about Matt Juco coming into the game, and Matt Juco was just locked down by Dom Black. Dom Black did it on the glass, and when things got a little tight in the fourth quarter, Dom Black did it on the offensive glass with a big tip in. So senior leadership extraordinaire, and the ACMi player of the game, I'm going to call for Dom Black. And so, bing, bang, boom?
Yes. So
you want to talk about Dom Black?
Well, I do want to talk about Dom Black. And what I want to talk about, Rob, is, with Dom Black, you said you don't want to give it the high score, and also, we've also given him a couple of Players of the Game awards. But what are you going to do here? I mean, it would be disingenuous. Really, truly, it would be disingenuous to give it to anyone else. He dominated both ends of the floor, and really showed palpable leadership out there by his hard work and unselfish play.
Yeah. He's got a little bit of Jimmy Butler in his game. I keep on saying that. I keep on seeing that.
He does. It's that edge, but the edge without. And I was telling you this last night. It's the edge without any sort of complaining or. Sometimes you see physical players and there's maybe a technical foul involved, or they have high emotions. It's done with almost no emotion that's negative. It's done with a positive energy. He doesn't talk trash or anything like that, and that's the kind of player. That's the kind of toughness I like, and it is the Jimmy Butler type.
So let's talk about toughness. Our Bing Bang Boom award winner, sort of almost a little Tommy Award here. It's a recognition for hustle and toughness. And Coach, where are you going to go with this tonight?
There's no question who the Bing Bang Boom Award goes to, and it's Ben Wasco. He answered the bell from the beginning tonight. He finished at the cup. He played tremendous defense. He invaded the space of players. He was good against zone, good against man. The effort was outstanding. The execution was phenomenal. Bing Bang Boom goes out to Ben Wasco.
Love that. Okay, so stay tuned for the post-game show, folks, and we had fun certainly here on this Sunday afternoon, and we always have fun here at ACMi. We have a skeleton crew here tonight, but Bianca Zwick worked the camera. She was our technical director, and if you saw this game, you saw it because of Bianca. And if you'd like to be part of a broadcast and join the ACMi sports team, contact us at ACMi on Twitter, or simply come to a broadcast and say hi. ACMi Sports is where the community covers Arlington athletics. And as a matter of fact, ACMi looks for premium content of all kinds. So whether it's sports or something else, come be our friends. And with that, please, as I said, stay tuned for the postgame show and some interviews with the final score for Scott Zwick. I'm Rob Anthony. The Arlington Spy Ponders 68 and the Woburn Tanners 54. And we're back for the ACMi post-game show, and I'm here with Nick Corrales after a big win. And Nick, first, congratulations.
Thank
you. Nice win, and specifically, I want to call out your defense on Isaiah Casualdo. He came out hot and kind of bullied his way to the basket a number of times early, and then you shut him down. What was it like playing against Casualdo tonight?
Well, he's a good player. He's very strong. I think he played for the football team, and it was tough to guard him. But we played a good defense, and I was able to contain him.
You also hit a big three there in the second half and looked like you were having some fun. The whole team did as you got some separation. What was it like playing in this game today against a Tanner club? It came in pretty hot.
Yeah, we haven't been having, the best games of our season so far, but today felt like it was, a really good team win, and we were able to have, a lot of fun throughout the game.
Great. And you're off to see the Patriots play,
of course, yeah.
I assume, the 3 o'clock, the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
So congratulations on extending the winning streak.
Thank you.
And why don't we say hello to Ben? And now here we are with Ben Wasco. And Ben, you were our Bing Bang Boom award winner of the game today. Great play by you, physical play. Did the game get a little chippy out there?
It did. I mean, Woburn's it's always going to be chippy with them, but we're both very good teams. They were clearly pretty good, and we like to push the pace. So stuff like that's going to happen, and when stuff like that happens, as long as it doesn't cross a line, that can make the game really fun to play.
And so you were very active in all phases. You had a lot of rebounds, took charges, scored 10 points in double digits. And I specifically want to call out your high-low play with James Gascoigne when the Tanners went into the zone. Can you talk a little bit about the high-low action and how it happens?
Yeah, that's something we practice a lot. Coach Bowler's been talking about how we can pretty much utilize our talents, and I don't think there's a team that can stop us when we do the high-low and we play like that. But as you can see, James does a great job sealing down low. And when he seals, it's pretty much an option. I can either shoot or find him. And today, I guess, he was open pretty much all the time. I fed him a couple times.
And you fed him with beautiful passes over the top.
Yeah.
So congratulations on a big win and also on the Bing Bang Boom.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
We'll be back in a minute with Scott Zwick and the coach.
And we're back. We're lucky to have with us here head coach of the Arlington Spy Ponders, John Bowler. Coach, tell us a little bit about tonight's physicality.
Yeah, Woburn's a tough team. They came into the game 9-2, so obviously they know how to win, know how to play. They play hard. They don't have a lot of size, but they play hard and they get after it. And I thought we did a good job of playing our game, being physical, creating our tempo, and I think that's what wore them down. They don't play a ton of guys, so I thought our defensive pressure, the way we were playing physically, wore them down in the second half.
Talk to us a little bit about specifically your zone offense. They tried to go zone a few times, and you were able to effectively score. What types of things do you look for in your zone offense?
We just thought, zone offense is like, moving the ball side to side. We want to get the ball, down low or, in the middle. If we can get the ball baseline, it collapses the whole D. We can have a shot there, a big dive into the rim, and then, the defense collapse. We have some shooters. So I thought, in the past we've struggled with zone offense, but, this year the guys are just doing a good job moving the ball faking, reversing it, not getting stuck on one side.
And they were very effective in executing tonight. So finally, I want to talk to you a little bit about the home winning streak. We've talked a lot about in this broadcast tonight. Tell us a little bit about how you guys approach the streak. Do you ever talk about it? Is it something you talk about? How do you feel about the streak?
No, I mean, it's something we're definitely very proud of. I think, what is it up to now? 38?
38, and I was 20, 24.
25 straight middle six.
The joke I had to run is it's too high for me to count. Those numbers, those are big numbers to me. They're huge numbers.
Oh, it is.
They're impressive numbers over a long period of time.
Right, yeah. I mean, like the last time, regular season we lost at home was, February 2014. Right. So it means a lot because I think there's 38 players who are involved in that streak.
Wow.
And so it's like, I was telling some of the guys, I'm like, you're still part of a streak, and, it's our job to keep that going. So, we play very well at home, and, the last 3 games, we've had unbelievable crowds, great support from the students, great support from the community. And it makes it a special place. That's what high school basketball is all about. You're coming in at noontime game on a Sunday before the Patriots play. You didn't know how many people were going to be here, and just like the support we got today was incredible. And I think our guys got the energy off them, and were able to get the W.
We're able to get the W. Coach, thanks a lot for joining us. Phenomenal game today. The streak moves on, and so we're gonna wrap things up here at the Ties Gymnasium. Spy Ponders extend their winning streak, and we will see you next week.